your God may be. And again, I respect that. I'd much rather be around people, especially as a family man, who believe in something, who have some kind of moral background than just straight up heathens. And it's just money, hoes, and clothes. Okay? That makes perfect sense. I think most people are like that. But if you really believe in God, have some faith, show some faith, and allow God to sort that all out. Okay? Does that get you brownie points when you get to heaven? Like if you do some really bad stuff in your life, then you can get some extra credit on a homework assignment. If you do a public display of what you believe to be God's will, then God's going to sort of overlook some of the other sins in your life. Because I don't think it works like that. I don't think it works like that. I don't know. But I don't think it works like that. Because if it does, I need some extra credit. Not a lot, a little. Oh, my God. Ms. D writes, won't unisex single-stall bathrooms solve this issue? Yes, but really no. Because the issue is not the physical space. It's the mental space. That's the real issue. And nothing's going to solve that. Nothing's going to solve that. I don't care if they had single stall. And I get what you're saying where, no one can see what anybody is doing, like what I've heard is in the women's restroom. That might solve the issue if the physical space was the real issue, but that's not the issue. The space that needs to be examined, the space that needs to be reconfigured is the space between people's ears. It's their brains, the way they think, the way they've been socialized, the way they view the world, the way they process religion. The hell do I look like running through Target with a Bible in my hand, shouting down Target's public bathroom policy? What do I look like holding up some pornographic image of a mangled fetus? You ain't doing nothing. You're not convincing anybody. You're not saving children. You're not doing. Go out here and really save kids if you really want to save kids. Go out here and really help people who are at risk if you really want to help people and do God's will. Everything else is just religious grandstanding. That's all it is. Just like some of these preachers have grandstanding about homosexuality. Yeah. That doesn't make you any less a homosexual or any more of a man because you shout down homosexuals. It makes you weak, in my opinion. Jared writes, bathroom crusaders to the rescue. Ashley writes, loving the flow, Nathan. I agree 100%. Good morning, Crystal. Good to see you. Tanika writes, I would have went clean off on a dude and called the police. What the heck? Right. This man, black man at that, I believe it was a white female, follows this woman into the restroom. I just want to double check. Are you a woman? Oh, okay. I thought you were a man based upon the way that you were dressed. The hell? With that bad Will Smith from Concussion accent, you better knock it off. Tracy writes, did you say spear? I did. I may have been wrong for that. James, you're wrong, man. He writes, she should have unleashed on Mobutu. I'm not going there with my African brothers. I'm not going there. I'm just making a point. Tanika writes, it's not the poor hourly workers who made the rules. They need to protest at Target's corporate headquarters offices. Duh. Absolutely right, Tanika. Right. Some of these poor people in there, man, not poor, but these folks in there are just trying to get through their hours, looking up at the clock, making an hourly wage, probably underpaid, right? Hoping they can get home. They didn't make any decision whatsoever. They might not even agree with the decision, but that's their job. So they're doing their job. This idiot's running in there, running up and down through Target. You know why? Because it's the path of least resistance. It's easier to do that than to, as Tonika said, actually go to the corporate headquarters, wherever they may be for Target, and confront the executives who actually made the decision. You want to know why? Because they're not even going to get into the lobby. That's why. Security! That's right. You'll be met at the door by top flight security of the world. Gwendis writes something about connection problems. I'm not sure. Let me know. Shauna writes, what do? We can't control others' actions. My husband and I moved out of the hood to keep our kids from being raised around trouble. What can you do for the future kids? More Big Brother and Big Sister-like programs. It's sad. It's really sad. And it's really sad. I mean, that's why it's so important, one, for people to make sure that when they're having children, you're having children because you want to have a child. And that your child is born into circumstances in which you can control and you can actually be there for your child to give them what they need. But then secondly, I think it goes a long way on how you raise your child. But then, and see, a lot of people say this, like you can raise a child the right way and then they get around to other friends when they become a teenager or a young adult and kind of do their own thing. What can you do? Okay, so maybe there should be a larger investigation into what type of weapon this man used, because that wasn't what's in the news. And I think that does us a disservice as a community, because I believe whenever there is a murder, as much as possible, if it is, able to be, because I mean, sometimes a murder weapon is not there. Maybe they just recover the bullet, but as much as possible, we need to know what these weapons are. Is there a connection? Are there certain type of firearms that are finding their way into the hands of these criminals? If so, what can we do? How can we work with the manufacturers along the process, right, before it gets into the hands, before it gets into our neighborhoods? What can be done? And I think we should try everything. But here's the deal, though. Let's be honest here. There's a generation that's just lost. There's a generation that's just lost. They're incorrigible. They're unreachable. And there's some people who cannot be reached until they get to the point where inside themselves that they're open to that. And unfortunately, we, the community, have to suffer until they get to that point. Now, some of these cats have these come to Jesus moment when they're locked up. Like, damn, I realize I'm wasting my time. I'm killing other individuals. I had the wrong mentality. Here's a question. Is it the music? Is it popular culture? You tell me. You tell me. What I would say is that the solution is as varied as the problem. It's wide. 1,000 miles wide, 1,000 miles deep. And it needs to be dealt with on multiple angles. We need to put as much focus on our babies, on the young, while they're school age, as early as possible. Because like I said, there's a generation, the young adults, teens, whomever, even older than that are just incorrigible. They've got this criminal mentality, and that's what it is. Okay, I've heard talk with cats face to face who said, this is my life and I'm going out this way, and meant it. And I know that may be hard for people to fathom, but there are people who believe that. That's how they live. Jail don't matter. If they kill someone, they don't want to unless you caught up in the game and you cross them. But if whatever happens, happens. Better you than me. What do you do? Okay, you do what you can for those that you can reach, but we got to work with our babies on multiple levels, It's deep out here, y'all. Take care of yourself. Tracy writes, happy birthday, Chairman Mom. Well, happy birthday. I will relay that. Absolutely. Rhonda, good morning. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Good morning, Gwenda. I mean, Kenny writes, I would curse his ass straight out. # wish a fool would. That's right. C writes, fake J's, my brother, ? LMAO. I was wrong for that. I take it back. I was stereotyping. Okay. All right. Joseph writes, hey, Nate, did anybody call the police on that guy that had the Bible in his hand? LOL. Yes. On the first guy, the brother, yes, they did call the police on him. They called 911. And he started walking to the door real quick. You better get hit. Lakeisha writes, pull out a spear, ? Do something ceremonial, LOL. I was wrong for that. See? Tracy writes, never touch the door handle. Amen. That's right. Good morning, everyone. Blush. Hey, Crystal, good to see you. Let's see what else here. Bathroom Crusaders. B writes, when someone starts quoting the Bible, I immediately disengage. The Bible is a propaganda piece of literature and not something based on historical facts. B, you make a lot of sense. You do. And if you do any investigations in the history of the Bible, it's hard to argue against it, but it goes back to, and a lot of folks who are very religious and go to church, faith. Goes back to faith. It's hard to argue against that. Hey, Ashley writes, what about Old Navy getting backlash of their biracial ad? Ridiculous. Did I see that? biracial. Is it the one with the white father and the mother and the kids? They were getting some backlash for that. And, you know, I haven't developed putting too much thought into it, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. This world is so cruel. It's so wicked. It's so cutthroat. You got to find love wherever you find love. You got to find love wherever you find love. Whether if that's with another race or another ethnicity or different age or whatever, you got to find love where you find love. You find somebody that wants to be with you, that meets you where you are, and you're like-minded and y'all want to grow together, raise a family together. Make it work. Make it happen, Captain. So I'm not really sure what the issue was with that ad. I don't know. Let me look into it. C writes, that boy is a freak. He was trying to see some goodies. Another angle. So was he hoping it was a man dressed up like a woman because he's into men like that? You know, they call him on the DDL, on the down low, but there's some men that's into that. There's some men who are into men who dress up like women. And that may be hard to believe for heterosexual red-blooded American men. But there are some dudes that's into that kind of stuff. Maybe. Hey, good morning, Tracy. She writes, Target has had unisex family bathrooms for years. Now people want to start some mess about it. ... Really? ? It's becoming front and center because of what's happened in Mississippi and North Carolina. Now bathrooms, public restrooms, should I say, are now the new ground zero for America's paranoia about homosexuality and, you know, all the questions about transgender folks. What I predict is that 50 years from now, it won't even be an issue. Much like homosexuality is becoming more mainstream and people are just like living their own lives, it'll be the same way with folks who are transgender. 50 years from now, if there is an Earth, if we don't destroy it as humans, or the aliens don't come back to reclaim it or whatever, then people will be on something else, okay? In 50 years, we'll be arguing over the scarcity of water. So we won't give a damn about transgender individuals. We don't care. Rhonda writes, someone tried to break into my car last night, messed up my nice automobile. I am upset. I was too young to feel the backlash of the crack addicts, but the backlash of these heroin addicts is outrageous. And because they're white, there's no consequences happening to them. That's right. These heroin addicts, man, woo! They taking the game to a whole nother level. And I sympathize because it's an addiction. But when you got people with these Kentucky license plates coming into your neighborhood, looking at you all crazy, and you live on that street, interacting with black dope dealers, hey, a lot of those feelings of sympathy go straight out the window. Okay, it's happened on my street. I'll tell you in a second. I called the pole on them. I'll call them. I'll work with the police. I don't want you over here. And like I tell the wifey all the time, what I don't want is for one of these dog heads, right, to try to roll up on one of these dope boys and snatch and run. Because what are they going to do? That's right. It's gunplay time then. And I don't want me and my family to get caught up in the middle of that. Or they're like, wow, ooh, they got some nice stuff. Ooh. Oh, no one's home. Break my window. Now I got to pay for the window. Break it into my car. Now I got to pay for the damages to my car. Okay? So you can get a fix. I'm not even getting a fix. I don't need a fix. Telling you. Currently 8:02 a.m. in the Queen City. I feel for you, Rhonda. And it hasn't happened in a long time, but over the years, whoo, man, there was a time when we first got married, my wife and I, we were living on the campus of the University of Cincinnati, and somebody broke our window a couple times. Nothing makes you madder than when some sucker MC causes damage to your automobile, and you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. There's no, like, heroin damage fund, okay, where you can, like, get some relief for a heroin addict and the damage that they've caused, but it's addiction. And look, if it wasn't heroin, it'd be something else. It'd be shatter. If it's not shatter, it'd be the latest designer drug. It's the mentality of an addictive brain. It is what it is. I sympathize on some levels, but on the other level, I don't. Listen, take care of your own damn business, okay? Keena writes, please let Ma Dukes, a.k.a. Mr. Ivy Mommy, I said happy birthday. I certainly will, Keena. Thank you very much. Yes, she says,